Hi, Aquarius. My beautiful friends, welcome to the space. It's wonderful to have you here. This reading could resonate with anyone who has Aquarius strongly in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This reading is open and to cross watchers as well, but just please know that I am representing Aquarius, and if I am biased, it will be biased in the direction of Aquarius because this reading is for them. You are welcome, though. I just want to I don't know, I'm just feeling that feistiness this morning. All right, let's go ahead and get into the energy of Aquarius. Getting into the energy of Aquarius. Aquarius. I will be looking at a general forecast, and then money, and then love. All right, looking at the general forecast for Aquarius. General forecast for Aquarius. Starting off with the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups energy. Let's look at what's going on around you, or a person around you. Thing that's going on around Aquarius, or a person around Aquarius. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Right, and how will Aquarius end the month? How will Aquarius end the month? King of Swords. There you go. There you go. Now let's look at the frequency that you will hold for the first half of the month. Five of Wands. Oh gosh. Ha. And the frequency you will hold at the second half of the month. Four of Pentacles. Okay. So as you move into the month, Aquarius, you are in the energy of the Queen of Cups. So you are working on something here that will help you. It will help you to feel more secure. It will help you to fill your cup. It will help you to be fulfilled in your life. It will help you to be secure. Oh, we're changing it from a feeling to a reality. Aha. So we're changing the energy from feeling secure to being secure. And that is a different frequency. There is a frequency shift, or a deepening of the frequency, a deepening of the understanding, a deepening. It's like, yes, it's moving from the feeling of it to the being of it. So you are in a improvement energy, improvement to the self, doing things. And this really is about self-love. But self-love can be quite, it can be, how do I explain it? Self-love for me, as an Aquarius, is knowing that my car is making a different sound and giving myself the time to make the phone call and set an appointment for my car to be looked at. That is self-love for me. That is understanding, like, when there's a risk, what do I do with myself? How do I take care of myself? Do I protect myself? Do I take a risk? Every time I click the word accept risk for that McAfee, is that McAfee or whatever, however you say, the virus company that shows up on the computer screen. Every time it shows up saying I need to purchase the virus protector, and I push accept risk. Spirit, I said to me this morning when I did that on my computer, now this is the only risk that we're going to allow you to take. So no more risky business. No more doing things that are harmful to the self because of just being too busy, or letting other people's desires be something that pulls us too much, so that we get caught up in other people's things. This is really about, okay, what's important for me? I need to focus on what's important for me. Is my life important? Should I make sure my brakes are checked? Yes, I should. That is self-love. That is taking care of the self. So there's something here like that for Aquarius. It could be in something you're doing for work. It could be in something that you're doing for your own self-beauty. It could be, and that's important too. It could be the food that you're eating, but there is a focus now on doing something that is truly a deep self-love. And it feels deeper. It connects in with the Six of Swords, and we have the Five of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So we're connecting into kind of a gritty frequency. Your frequency this month is gritty, right? You're doing something hard, right? You're doing something hard this month, but it is power. It is power, and it's real, and you make significant progress in this kind of frequency. So as you're in the Five of Wands here for the first couple of weeks, so you're really going after something. You're really going after something. Is it another person? Is it a problem? Is it something that you're doing in competition with another person? Are you arguing with someone? Are you fighting for something that's really important for you? You are in an antagonistic kind of energy, but it's sometimes that's fire. We need it sometimes. We need what if in the United States, if we wouldn't have had the people in our forefathers to be gritty and to do things that are hard and to be pioneers, and I know that there's, and what about the Native Americans and all the things that they've done to survive? This is really about the grit of a nation, the grit of a people, the grit of a soul. That's what it is. And it goes down into the it feels like it's down in the back of my head, like at the base of the skull. That's where it's buzzing right now, somewhere in the base of the skull. And sometimes we have to have the feistiness. That's a feistiness I feel. It's a feisty energy. And I'm Aquarius too. I'm Aquarius, Sun and Venus. So that's where I connect in with Aquarius. Let's see in the Five of Wands, what is it that you're doing? So it could be anything here. Let's see what it is that you're really doing with the Five of Wands. What is it that you're doing with the Five of Wands? Ace of Swords, Devil energy. There's a lot of intensity here. Four of Cups. Four of Wands. Look at these force energy. Haha. The fours energy, or what it sounded like I said was the force energy, coming up with two fours. Oh my gosh, 3 fours. Oh goodness gracious. This is like planting your feet and fighting for something. Planting your feet and fighting for something is what it is that you're doing. It could be family, it could be work, but it is going to make some real progress, and not just for today. It really is about the future here with the King of Swords. So this could be a conversation you're happening. This could be a decision that you're making, but whatever you're doing, you're up against something. Four of Cups. It's probably something that just you haven't liked, something that's been on your mind. Something that is ultimately like life has somehow been unacceptable, and so now you're moving forward with making changes there. And with the Four of Wands, ultimately it is connecting into your home, to your confidence, to your income, to the enjoyment that we can have in life when we live for ourselves, because we do have the Queen of Cups here. This is self-improvement here. This is self-steadying. What hurts the Queen of Cups the most? Poverty. Shit. Yep. Poverty. So this somehow is like going up against that, overcoming that. Lack of love. It's all connected in with lack. But there is work being done now to like change that frequency. So there is a decision or a conversation or an argument or a statement or an announcement or a court trial or something. Because there is a change coming, because we have these 4 fours. So some of you could have been stuck for a while in minimal the minimum. I mean, it's one thing to be a minimalistic by choice. It's another thing to be a minimalistic because you really haven't had the opportunity. Okay, I don't want to stay here too long, but it is a feisty tenaciousness, Aqua. So whoever comes to argue with you this month, I do think that you will have the strength, the fortitude, the wisdom, the need, the requirement, the obligation to self to step into some sort of a conflict that is going to move you forward into a better situation. Around you is the 6 of Swords. So there are people around you, or another person around you, that is finding their own understanding. creating their own system, having their own way of doing it. There is someone around you who has their own kind of understanding, and you could be arguing with that person. When people have the Six of Swords in life, when they have that peacefulness, when they're able to make changes in their life, when they're able to have their own opinions and have their own ways of doing things, sometimes with the Six of Swords, sometimes people come along and they help us to find that somebody is firming up. Gosh, what is this? Are people bouncing off this month? Are people bouncing off each other? Sometimes we come together. I had a moment a month ago where I connected in with an old friend. She's a cousin of mine. I've known her since we've known each other forever. We grew up in the same church, in the same community, and it's tight knit. It's not an Amish church, but it's if you could compare it to it would be like that, right? So we knew each other very close. We know each other quite well. And we saw each other at a school reunion. And she is a fundamental religious person who has done incredible things. And she has a lot of information about her religion and her beliefs and what she has done. And she's a teacher, and she can memorize, and she can say words, and she can, to me, it felt like she was just blathering out things, right? But that's because I'm on this other spectrum. Look at me. I'm a tarot reader. I'm a spiritualist. I've been through the Kundalini. I know a lot. I've seen the darkness of psyche, right? I've been through that. So when we get together, what happened? Sparks flew, man. Sparks flew. But what did she come away with? My way is best. My way is best. Can you believe what happened to her? And I came away saying, look at what, she can't even listen to me talk. She can't even hear my message. She has to fight against it and tear me down because of her own beliefs. She can't. So we bounced off of each other is what we did. She went away feeling dynamic in herself, and I went away having a new truth because I am this King of Swords. That's what I mean by bouncing off each other. And sometimes we have those people in our lives to help us to clarify our own beliefs, to help us to clarify our own way. So I feel like, Aqua, you guys could be coming into something and bouncing off something, and it's going to give you insight. It's going to give you empowerment. It's going to bring you to a new, alive space. And that's the energy that we have here. Gosh, I knew these readings were going to be like this today because it was pretty much, it came through in the meditation. Interesting. You're moving into the Four of Pentacles as you're moving through the month. So you are really focusing on your priorities here. And no matter what somebody else might think, and no matter what somebody else's journey is, you have your own priorities, and you're going to do what you need to do with the Four of Pentacles. It's survival. It's making it through. And it is a victory. It is a victory. And nobody can take that victory away from you with the Four of Pentacles. No one can. It's something that you've earned by yourself. It's something that you've accomplished by yourself. Four of Pentacles is in a space where no one can take it away from you unless you let it fall. Don't let it fall. Hold on to it. Know yourself, Aquarius, because you have a powerful might. You have a powerful might. It's sitting up against the King of Swords. So don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone force you to surrender. Don't let anyone win over you, Aquarius, because you have a fighting energy this month. And you might come up against somebody who wants to take it away from you. You know what I did to that person who could spout words from the holy books like nobody's business? She said, I'm so fast I couldn't even understand them. And look, I can talk fast. I couldn't even understand what she said. She spouted off a bunch of things that it's hard to understand. And she spouted it off, right? Did I let her get away with that? No, I fought back. Even in my own simple way of doing it, even in my own simple way, I fought back to her. You know what happened? Boom, a friend came, and her friend just swiped her away. It's like the universe came in and helped both of us to separate us, because none of us need to have that kind of pain in our hearts. But sometimes we do need to find someone to bounce off of, to bring us into aliveness, to bring us into that anger, because we all have to get into that energy once in a while. This is anger right here, and it's a bouncing off. So yes, you have a quiet victory this month, Aquarius. You have a quiet victory. It is survival. It is making it through. It is doing what's needed. It is understanding what it feels like to survive. The only thing that, we have to worry about is letting go of those things, letting other people take that away from us. So it's a grittiness this month. Five of Swords. And look, King of Swords. Six of Swords. It's about the words we say, how we fight our battles, how we're willing to confront. When somebody is there to take us down, our willingness to confront that and to fight for ourselves. Because the more we let people take us down, the more they're going to be able to. The more the government thinks that they can hide things from the people, whether it's whatever side, the more they think they're going to be able to. I don't know why I went to the government, because I think this energy is pervasive through our personal relationships all the way up to the top. This is an energy that's being worked on right now by the universe, and it's connecting to Aqua, and we know we're moving in the age of Aquarius, in a new age. There's something deeper in this reading. King of Swords, you move into a power position at the end of the month. Power position, that's what I mean. Like, okay, you've got it figured out. You've got it figured out. You know what your future is. You know what your plans are. Let me get it focused right there. Look at that. Look, you have your own book, my friend. You have your own book. You got a fire going on too. There's a little bit of a heat raging. What does the King of Swords intend to do? What does the King of Swords intend to do? Ace of Swords. Damn. The way forward. It's clear. The answer's here. The decision's been made. The clarity is here. Once we have this kind of clarity, once we make these kinds of decisions, once we know our truth, it's forward motion. It's forward motion. It's the beginning of something here. There could be a message to give. There could be a, King of Wands. Something to do. Something to do. Puts a fire in you. It puts the fire in you. The flame is lit. The torch is lit. There's something to be done. So you're going to be moving. This group of Aquarius are going to be moving into something bigger and bolder, filled with fire, filled with adrenaline, filled with passion. Because now you know this is a masculine energy. So the feminine is coming into the month in a feminine energy and moving out of the month in a bold masculine energy. Because what we need to do for ourselves, we need to do. This is the most powerful self-care. The most powerful self-care. And it's also the Aquarius way of showering love. Showering love out to the world is moving forward in these kinds of ways. Not only can we fight for the world, but we can fight for ourselves. Not only can we help people in humanity, but we can help ourselves. We help ourselves, we gain the grit, we can help the world. It's like up-leveling. It's an up-leveling. If we can help ourselves and be strong in helping ourselves, we can then take that force outside of ourselves. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, let's go ahead and look at money. Okay, let me connect in with the cards. Connecting back in with the cards. Connecting into money. Connecting back into the cards. Connecting in with money. We have the Six of Pentacles slipping over. Oh, gosh. There's something new here, Aquarius, financially, something new. Now, the Knight of Wands, if there's anybody who wants to spend money, would be the Knight of Wands. He's a great spender of money. You know the funny thing about the Knight of Wands? He likes to spend... See, when I've experienced the Knight of Wands prefers mostly to spend other people's money. Just laughing. I don't know who the Knight of Wands is, but we've got to find humor in our lives. We got to laugh at things that happen. But the Knight of Wands is really good about spending money. Because why? He doesn't think about it too long. He just does it because it's exciting, because it needs to be done. There could be something here, Aquarius. We do have the Page of Wands with the Knight of Wands. There could be something here that you are doing, and it is exciting. It brings in a new energy. It brings in like new capacities for oneself, new ways of enjoying life. There could be there's something here that's I feel like it's coming towards you. Something's coming towards you. It's coming towards you quite quickly, and it might. Some of you could be doing something to connect in with more money. I just feel like you're investing in self. Is there going to be some expenditures? There might be something that comes through quite quickly that you're spending money on. Ultimately, financially, like I do feel like many people are struggling to cope, struggling to bear the load. And it feels like there's something that Aquarius is doing this month to change that. We're moving into the Seven of Pentacles, investing in self. It is a Seven of Pentacles. So ultimately, this is about self-investment, investing in the self. So there could be money that you're spending to like take a course. You could be doing it quite quickly. For me, what I would need to do is take a course on film, making film. I have so many things I want to do, but I don't know how to be a film editor. It's just, because I don't know how to do it. And if that would be something for me, I would be just doing it quite quickly. It's okay. Oh my gosh, I've got to do it. Let me sign up for a course, $100 or whatever it is. It could be something like that, because it comes with the Page of Wands. It's like new horizons, new capacities, like, oh my gosh, what's going on over there? Let me, it comes with that. There could even be travel here, or a desire to do something different. I was following a van the other day with a picture on the back, and it said terrariums, like aquariums, but it's plants. And there is a person out there, a company out there that does that. And I was with my sister, and she looked at that longingly, and she's a school counselor, and she looked at it longingly, and she's like, gosh, wouldn't that be fun? And it would be fun. Who thought of that kind of job? And who does that? I would love to have one of those terrariums myself. It's that kind of like, oh my gosh, that kind of a thing. The Ten of Wands is here. So this is really about feeling overwhelmed, moving out of that darker place, that overwhelming space. And there is some sort of a personal investment here with the Seven of Pentacles. Is the investment going to be realized this month? No, it's something that's going to be realized in the future. But there are things that people are doing this month, this group of Aquarius that I'm connecting in with, where they are investing in themselves, which could be a small expense here. I think it's small because you also have the Ten of Wands. I'm not sure if this group is able to actually, they might not be able to make large expenses, but whatever fulfill large expenses, whatever they're doing is something that's going to give them new opportunity, and it's going to relieve this Ten of Wands. And there's something with the Seven of Pentacles to be invested in. So some small investments this month in financial gain, financial security connected into the future. Let's look at love. Let's look at love. Look at love for Aquarius. And this could be romantic love. It could be love. It usually is romantic love, but sometimes these readings are very practical about people working together. So I say romantic love, and then the cards come out, and I'm like, yeah, that would help romantic love, but sometimes it's more practical, these cards. So let's see what Spirit gives us today about romantic love, because the goal is to connect in with it. It's to maintain it. It's to, to nourish it and to nurture it. And sometimes the cards that come out they're true and they're practical, sometimes not so romantic. Let's see what we have for Aquarius. Lover's energy. Well, that can be very romantic. Let's see what else comes. I'll just go through the deck one time. Nine of Wands. Ace of Cups. Eight of Cups. Four of Wands. Nine of Wands. I can feel that tiredness. I always like to get that. People always say, like, why do you sigh? Well, sometimes I feel that when I'm in a reading. Sometimes it's hard to be a reader because there are certain things we feel when we work, and people who just listen are like, well, you just sighed. Well, yeah, I sighed because that's the Nine of Wands. Ooh, there's a feistiness here. I felt this the whole time. So this is between people who love one another. It could be families. It could be couples. It could be, I feel like this is older energy though. So I don't think it's something, I just don't think it's a brand new relationship. We're talking about people that are in existing relationships. And we do have a lover's energy here. And the lover's energy is about tight commitment, tight bonding. It's about how we work together with one another to make the best decisions, not just for ourselves, but for the people that we're with. And it's really about, okay, if I make this decision, if I do this thing, how will this affect the other person? What kind of consequences will that be for them? Maybe we ever talk about it. Maybe that's a lover's energy. That's a healthy lover's energy. But there is a close connection here. So this is a connection with people who have had this kind of a connection, whether it's a romantic couple, whether it's whether it's a partnered couples. Whether it's people at work that have had this kind of relationship where something could be produced from the lover's energy, but we're talking about love here. So it's probably people that have been in committed relationships for a while. And I feel like I'm working on my language. So it's like this group is working to find new understanding. Just like on my language, when I do these readings, I am careful about the things I say. I want my readings to connect into all people. But my brain is also involved. So I have old words, old ways of saying things, right? Old ways of seeing things. And one of the things as a tarot reader that I've worked on is making sure that I am pure in my heart so that when I'm doing this work, it can connect in with all people. So it's that kind of a quality. Now, the Nine of Wands is here, so there is a tiredness here. There is love, but it's kind of a tired energy. I'm going to go into these two. What is this? High Priestess. Queen of Wands. It seems very quiet. The energy is very quiet. The High Priestess is like a acknowledgement. An acknowledgement. Something is becoming very true. Something is becoming very true. And it comes with a certain kind of quiet reflection. A certain kind of quiet reflection. And then we have the Queen of Wands comes out. There is something here that really has affected your passion. Something that really has affected your ability your enjoyment of yourself. The enjoyment of, what can that be? It can be being tired and not having the energy. Not having the energy to wear. It's like when we're not feeling the color, we don't wear the color. She's wearing orange and yellow. That connects in with the things that the Queen of Wands has done in her life that have helped her to overcome her fears. But we always have a new layer of fear. Once we overcome one fear, then we have a new fear. Like, I don't know if anyone is ever able to rid themselves of fear. I think it's a required human component. What happens when we don't have fear? Devastation. So I think that, the universe wants us to all have fear. Is the fear we have in us an updated fear, or is it an old fear? And it feels like that there is some sort of acknowledgement that I feel like some changes are going to have to be made. Some changes are going to have to be made connecting into this partnership. But there is really, at this point in time, a quietness about this. There's a quietness about this. There is a group of people here who have really been pushing their way through, struggling their way through. It's Nine of Wands is not giving up on love. It's not giving up on the relationship, but it's recognizing how hard it's been and the toil that it's taken to get to this point. It's a quiet acknowledgement. And then we have the Queen of Wands connected in with the Ace of Cups. There is a desire here to connect back into that love in a really bold and passionate way. Realizing that the hardness of life, the harshness of life has, it looks like it has, crept in and impacted the passion, the excitement, the fun that can be had in a relationship like this. The goal here is to bring in a rejuvenated connection, a rejuvenated heart space, a shared heart space. There's an Eight of Cups here. So there is a letting go of something that was once important. Letting go of someone or something that was once very important. Let's go into the Eight of Cups. Because I do feel this month that somebody, like there are decisions being made. There are decisions being made to focus on the main priorities, or to realize or to understand, okay, what are the priorities that I've had? What do they do for me? What do they do for my family? And what should I really let go? What should I focus on? What's best to bring in this confidence? What's best for me to do to bring in this confidence, to shelter my home, to gain in, to build in to feed my roots of who I am? We're moving through, it's the yin energy, and I do believe we're moving into the underbelly. I don't know what planet connects in with the lower abdomen. I don't know if there's a certain planet that connects in with the lower abdomen. Could be the water energy, like the water bear. I don't know that much about astrology, but I feel like there's something here that's being cleared away, and I think it feels like it comes from the planetary shifts or something. Eight of Cups. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups for Aquarius. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups for Aquarius. Devil energy, fear. But it's also this intense drive. Sure, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. Where does that willingness come from? For me, when I worked through my psyche, for me, when I did this, it came from this very weird fear. Very weird. It almost felt like it was in the DNA. If I don't do this, what will happen? If I don't do my best, if I don't overgive, if I don't do this, then what will happen? I'm doing this because of. I'm doing this because. Right? It comes with this weird connection in. And for myself, when I went into this devil energy, it was like if I do this for that person, maybe it's like for me, when I was in the devil energy, when I connected in with this same frequency, I looked back at all of my employment, and in my employment, I gave everything. Did I have energy to cook good food for myself in the evening? Was I a good mom? How did I do in the rest of my life? Because I was willing to do anything, and I was good at what I did. And I gave my all. I worked late. I did everything. But where did it give me? What did it give me? It was connected into that frequency where people will just take that. They'll just take that. It was so easily given. It was so easily given by myself. It was just taken. But nothing was ever given back because I was always too willing. I never just said, As soon as I started saying, yeah, okay, I'll be in at 10, what happens? The dynamic changes. The dynamic changes, and it started to change for me when I started to do that. Is this that weird energy with the quietly quitting? I have been studying that. Have you guys been noticing that, studying that, thinking about that? The shift in perspective about work. It's interesting. It could have something to do with that. But we're talking about romantic love here. But how do our focuses in life, how do they affect our romantic love? 9 of Pentacles. This is really about independence, self-enjoyment. What can we do? What can we do for ourselves that other people can't do for us? Other people don't want to do it. We have to do it ourselves. Interesting frequency. I'm not sure. This is a hard one. See, 7 of Wands. Self-protection, self-advocacy. I really think this is moving away from things you've been doing for other people. It's like, am I doing this for someone else, or am I doing it for me? Is what I'm doing going to benefit me at all? Why am I doing this? Why am I putting effort into this? Is it benefiting my relationship? Is it benefiting me? I really think it's about self-preservation, preservation of relationships, preservation of the ability that we have to offer ourselves to our loved ones, and to give to our loved ones when we've given our all to other people. It really is that frequency. A little tiny bit different than what I've said, I think, because I'm talking about, that was about 4 or 5 years ago for me when I started doing that. So the energy, that energy has changed now. So it's a little bit different from what I experienced myself. It's new. This is a new current way of doing it, but still sort of like that. Let's go into the 4 of Wands, because you do have this beautiful home here. You have a beautiful home. You have things here that you're confident about. And so let's go into the 4 of Wands. There's something you're doing here to maintain or to build this 4 of Wands. Let's go into the 4 of Wands. Queen of Cups. That's the Queen of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Feminine energy. How do I take care of my family? How do I nourish myself? How do I make the best decisions for my family and for my loved ones when there are lots of things out in the world that put pressure on us, right? I was just talking to a person yesterday, and she's a part-time teacher, and there's a school next to her, very close to her, that has an opening for a teacher, and they're really searching for a full-time teacher. Now, this lady I was talking to, she just had a baby. She has a little baby. She has 2 other children. So she has 3 children, and she's a part-time teacher. And I think that makes a lot of sense for her. And there is this job that's like, she's feeling guilty about this job being open, the school really needing to find a teacher. And there's nobody's coming forward to teach. What are they going to do? And she was pressuring herself. And she finally realized, you know what? No, I'm not going to change. I like this part-time job. It's good for my family. It's the best decision for myself. Even though there are pressures around and situations around that really pressure us, it's really important for us to put our own mask on first, to take care of ourselves first. That's the Queen of Cups. 10 of Wands. Creating ease and simplicity connects you back to romance, connects you back to self-love. And once we have self-care and self-love, and we fill our cup and we do what we need to do for ourselves, we can give of ourselves in a more abundant way to those that we're nurturing and caring for in our lives. Simplicity in life. Knowing when the journey is too hard. Looking into the future and seeing, okay, that's going to be too hard. I can already tell how it is. That's going to be too hard. Really having a good measurement on that kind of thing. I knew it was going to be something practical. I just knew it. And we have the beast energy, connecting into the beast That's how we have to do this. We have to connect into the beast. We have to get into our emotions. It's the inner being versus the ego. And the inner being is really powerful. And this is allowing the inner being to have its say. The emotional self. What about me? What about me? I know there's a school that's looking for a teacher and those kids don't have a teacher. But allowing the beast to talk and allowing the beast to say, what about you? What about me? What about my children? What about my home? What about my husband? Right? What about what's important to me? And it's allowing the beast to have a say and allowing the beast to make a decision. Because it's not good to live in the Ten of Wands. It's hard for everyone. Okay, Aqua, that was a hard reading for me to do. I hope it was okay for you to listen to. You guys probably signed off minutes in. It was a hard one, but I hope that it has resonated. I hope it helps. And I just want to also personally thank my team, my heavenly team, for helping us and for bringing the message through. I want to give thanks for that. All right. Thank you, Aquarius.